Welcome to an episode of IT Unwrapped. We here at ITR Technology will be giving you best tips and tricks around the ManageEngine applications, and today we will be covering the ServiceDesk Plus. Just a quick introduction from my side. My name is Regardt Wolmarans. I've been working with ServiceDesk Plus, or the ITSM solution for ManageEngine, for the past 9 years. And throughout the years I have learned and seen different experience and functionalities on how to make life much easier within different organizations. Right, we're going to jump right into it, and basically we will be covering today our 6 topics. That is basically multi-instance capabilities, and how we on ServiceDesk Plus have the capability to have an ESN portal capability for segregating data for different departments or different areas or different business units within the organization. We basically have the capability of, we'll also be discussing deployment methods, when it comes to automation around the application, background automation around tickets and information we can populate, customizing templates and forms, making sure that the requests matches the service deliveries and incidents that you have within your organization. We will also then be looking at some of the workflows behind your change management as well as request management, where we have a request lifecycle capabilities. And then last but not least, the SLA that ties in directly to your tickets around different criteria that get met, and also the difference between service request SLAs and incident request SLAs. Right, so we're jumping right into it. So basically when we get to the configuration of the application itself, multi-instances will allow you to add different portals to your organization. Now in this case, I currently have 2 portals called the ITR Technology portal, as well as an IT Web portal. Now, when we log into the system as either a requester or a technician, based on what functionality and access that you have through to the system, you will be able to go to the relevant portal. So for instance, if I only have access from a requester perspective, and I need to log a ticket through to the IT desk to help me out with either any equipment problems or problems with my laptop or emails or stuff like that, I'll be able to go access the IT desk and be able to log normal incident requests through to the team based on templates available for me. But where I am a support engineer within ITR Technology, I will be able to access the ITR Technology portal, and within there I can work on tickets that are configured onto the system and logged through to the system for me to be able to do my daily work in providing assistance to customers and to internal support for team members. Right, so when we get to the specific request itself, we basically can go and look at the templates and forms. So once we move to the Setup tab, the Setup tab gives us the opportunity to look at a Customization tab. And inside the Customization tab, we have our Help Desk customization. Now keep in mind that before we get to any templates and forms and configurations around your tasks and everything that gets associated through to your desk, you have to complete some mandated customization within the desk itself. That way you will be able to have the right values that's added to a specific request. So in this case, it could be the sense of your categories, your subcategories, your items, your statuses that are part of placing a request on hold, stopping the SLA timer, which is what we're going to get to later, levels to different types of technicians and different levels of support that is available, and then modes. How was the request logged? Was it via email? Was it via a live chat? Was it through the self-service portal, which is available for end users to log into the system? Our priority, urgency, and impact, which will basically be defining our priority matrix directly in the system, where we can go and say that if the urgency is high and it is affecting business, we can say that the priority can be defined as a P1 or a P2 or a P3. And this way you can actually go and populate the details from an SLA perspective through to the ticket as well. So if you look at it in a sense of one person is having an issue with emails, the priority might not be as high as what it would be if it affects either a department or that the whole organization's emails are actually down at the moment. So you can actually then go and control the flow of where the priorities will be associated. And that way it will be dictated from the system itself. Right. So after we have the customization done on the help desk customization, we can then directly jump into our incident templates. Our service request templates as well. So when we get to our incident templates, keep in mind, incident requests would be any problems that you're facing right now. My laptop's not working, my mouse is broken, screen doesn't want to turn on, cannot print. Those will be incidents. It's issues that an end user is facing at the moment. When we get to our service requests, that is asking for a service to be delivered towards the person. So in the case of, can I get a new user created for a new user starting at our organization? It could be in the sense of I need a new laptop or a new screen, and all of that will go through a relevant approval workflow and process to get the necessary approval, and also check, is there actually stock available in the store to be able to get that flow going. Right, so when we get to the incident templates, when we get inside of them, basically we can go and define our name of our template. So in this case, we're going to just call it IT Unwrapped. Right. We can actually go and add some comments. So the comments could be your description. If you have a workflow or a life cycle that you want to associate it through to the template, and that is something that we'll get to when we get to the automated workflows and so on that we'll be discussing as well. Then we have our criterias and areas. Now, to make life a bit easier and to help out a lot more with guidance on collecting details from end users or from a request itself, you have different sections that you can split up the information and data that you collect to the system or to the ticket itself. So in this case, we want to know that the top section part is going to be request priority. In this case, we have our impact, our urgency, our priority, mode, level, and request type, all associated to there. After that, you will see that we have the option for requested details, where basically all the end user's information will be filled in. Their name, their surname, their department, their email address, the job title that they have, even a contact number. And we can then have all the associated assets that they have will be also listed within the requested details listing. And then the last one would be the categorization or classification details. So in this case, this would now be where we classify the type of request. What is the category, the subcategory, the item. Now we can go and predefine all of these fields within the system. So say in this case, it will be a software request for installing MS SQL Server. So we can have it predefined, and actually in our template go and make it MS SQL installation. Right, so now we have our name defined. We know that what our criteria are around the request. We know what our request priorities are and where they lie within the request. And we also have everything predefined. We also don't want the end user to change any of this information. So we basically have the option to go and set a setting that it is either a mandatory field, or that requesters can view it and set it. In this case, we don't want them to set the category, subcategory, and item, but we want them to view it. Directly from there, we also have our groups, where we can then go and put it in to the relevant team members that will be working on this. So let's say, for instance, we're going to put it inside of the internal end user admin, because you need an administrator account for that to be done. Right. This is a very important point to bring out, is that we're placing it currently in a specific group. This will make life easier when it comes to the automation part of the request itself. Right. We can put in a subject, install MS SQL, and we can put in a description as well. Server name, which someone can fill in, software required, and then the last one we can actually have requested by. So that way we can actually go and get some information from them that they can fill into the description. Keep in mind the description field is not a mandated field for them to update. We can make it mandatory that it has to be filled in, but we can't force anyone to go and fill in the relevant information onto the description.